Welcome to Off Topic with Tim and Matt, our world-renowned sports podcast where we always go off topic. Tim, Matt. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit of hockey. Not going to go too long. So last time we talked about hockey, the kind producers in our booth there put up a wonderful picture of one of my players from the Montreal Canadiens, the most storied franchise in hockey history, with his head down, looking like he just lost the Stanley Cup in triple overtime, bashing my team. We have a new photo. Can we bring up the... Oh, there we go. There's my boy, Cole Caulfield. 33 goals, 32, 27, and 7. 1 point out of a playoff spot.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You're 6 points out of a playoff spot. No. Oh, the wild card. Yeah, okay.
The wild card. So I'm right and you're wrong. So they beat. Right. They were on a Western Roads swing. Lost to Oilers in overtime.
Beat Vancouver.
Lost a 1-0 dogfight against Calgary. God, that was a good game. It was up down 2-0 against Seattle. Went up 4-2 and then lost it in overtime, which is a heartbreaker. Young team, inconsistent. Yeah. It happens. But now against the former reigning Stanley Cup champions, they go have a great game, 3-1. So they're back in it, is my point.
Yeah. They were never out of it. I mean, anything can happen here. And I mean, you've seen it before. 2012, the LA Kings got into the very last playoff spot on the last day of the season and won the Stanley Cup.
Went all the way.
So, I mean, anything can happen when a team gets hot. You got teams that win a lot of games at the beginning of the season, but are having a rough go at the end of the season, right. Mid-season blues. Anything can happen. That the Montreal Canadiens do look good.
Yeah, and they were the worst team in the league around October, November. Yes. They were in the bottom of the league.
But you look at that stat there, and you got Cole Caulfield's got 33 goals.
Yeah.
Patrick Laney, who's their best player.
Offensively.
In
terms of a weapon.
Only 17 goals. Why? He wasn't here the first 20, 25 games.
He keeps getting injured.
He was hurt.
Yeah.
So now he's healthy. They're firing on all cylinders. Yeah. They could be one of those dark horses that sneak in there. They got that young goaltender.
Dobish and Montembeault. Nice 1-2 punch.
And Dobish gets hot.
Yeah.
You never know what could happen.
Lane Hudson is 20 years old. He's 5'10" defenseman. He has almost as many points as Austin Matthews.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Austin Matthews has like 56. Lane Hudson has like 52. And Nick Suzuki, who's not in this stat.
Suzuki, yes.
He was pumping better than a point per game.
Yeah.
Having a great season. So what I want this year, to be perfectly honest with you, and I said this to somebody else, I'm like, really? I want them to be just in a dogfight every day for the rest of the season and miss out on that playoff spot on the last day of the season in like double overtime. I want them to do that because I want them to spend the off season thinking about this season and how close they came. And like, God, if I just done that one, we just won that one other, and just come back that much hungrier next season with Ivan Demidov coming over from Russia, another offensive weapon.
Right.
Yuriy Slafkovsky, who was their first overall pick a couple of years ago, he's flirting with about 20 goals. He's coming into his own now as a 21-year-old. He's only 21. And once he sort of learns to use his size, really starts finding his legs, he'll be another offensive weapon. And then their defense, of course, Lane Hudson, David Reinbacher should be coming up.
Yeah.
They've got Dave Matheson, Savard. They've got, and of course the goaltending situation. So they're still really 3 or 4 seasons away from really making noise in the playoffs. But the pieces are there, and it's just really exciting to be a Habs fan right now.
Well, and I don't disagree with you. I do disagree with not making the playoffs. I think getting bounced in the first round of the playoffs, getting to the playoffs, smelling it.
Yeah.
And getting bounced in the first round is going to do more to get them burning with desire. I think if they get that close and lose it like on the last day like that, that might be, a little bit of soul crushing there. So,
well, if they go up against Toronto, they lose Toronto, I'm never going to hear the end of it. So I'd rather see Columbus. Well, of course, Columbus gets a chance to knock off Toronto in the first season because, everyone needs a turn to do that. So
yeah, no, they'll be up against like a Washington or a Florida because right now they're one game out of stealing the wild card from the Metropolitan League division, right? So they'll go against a first place team, which Toronto's not.
Yeah.
Toronto's not far, is only 10 points behind them in the standings. So, are ahead of them in the standings, right? So you're not going to see them face a Toronto. It's going to be a Florida or Washington type situation, which I think going up against, as young as they are, going up against the veterans on those teams and seeing how they prepare, seeing how focused they are, seeing how they come at you will give a lot of experience to them.
Sure.
So the next 2 years after this, they have something to build on.
Yeah.
Right. It's only Toronto that doesn't learn that you got to make it past the first round before you celebrate.
Just terrible. Yeah. Anyway.
And so we had a comment.
Oh, we did.
We did. And I pulled it up here, and we all kind of looked at each other and went,
We're gonna take turns reading it because it's really long, and you sort of need a law degree to kind of decipher it. See if I can find it on my phone.
Well, I went back and I watched that episode.
Okay.
All right. And we made jokes about Toronto because it was around the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
And they got bounced. They got bounced in the second round because they were confused because the last time they made the playoffs, there wasn't a second round.
That's right.
So this person was correcting us and letting us know that there's actually 3 rounds of hockey back the last time Toronto made won a Stanley Cup.
Where the hell do I have it? You've got it, right?
I do.
So you let it. Oh, here, new comment. Here we go. So you can. Where the heck is it?
On the 11th.
On the 11th. Here it is. Okay, I've got it. So you do the first half, and I'll do the second half. And this is from Tiger Lily 9699. Thank you very much for commenting. We actually really appreciate this.
Yeah.
And you go right ahead. You start.
She goes, here you go, straight from Google, LOL. From 1922 to 23, until the start of the original 6 era in 42-43, an NHL team had to win up to 3 playoff series to win the Stanley Cup. In this time frame, the Leafs won 2 cups, 31 and 32, 41-42. The NHL put a new playoff format into effect starting the 28-29 season. The 2 division winners, American and Canadian, would have a first-round bye before playing each other in the second round of the playoffs in a best-of-5 series. Meanwhile, the second-place team and the third-place teams would play each other 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3 in a 2-game aggregate score series. The winner of the 2 versus 2 and the 3 versus 3 series would play in the best-of-3 semifinal before moving on to play the winner of the 1 versus 1 semifinal in a best-of-3 final for the Stanley Cup. This is a lot. There's a lot here.
Okay, so I'll pick up. So this format would create the framework for the NHL playoffs until the start of the original 6 era. I've already lost where I was. Although the series lengths would fluctuate throughout the years. 31-32 and 31-32, the Leafs came in second place in the Canadian division, trailing the Montreal Canadiens. They took on the Chicago Blackhawks in the first round, beat them on aggregate. Did you read this already?
Yeah.
Okay, so then they go on about the Maroons. Leafs will jump down several. The Leafs finished the second season, earning first round bye, playing the Rangers. Leafs won 6 games, 5th place. I mean, conclusion, Leafs have won 2 third-round series in their history, although one of those they earned in a bye in the first round and only had 2 wins series total. I mean, God love you for commenting, but I'm just like, what?
I mean, she Googled it and she copied and pasted from Google, which I think is great because, I work with computers.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we made jokes about not knowing if they ever made a second round, right?
Yeah,
knowing
they have.
They won Stanley Cups.
Yeah. They
way
won.
Back when
67 was the last time they won one.
And there was a second round then.
And there was. And they had gone to, I think, a conference final a few years under Pat Quinn where they lost to the Islanders, I think. Second round or third round, I can't remember. But, I mean, they've had some playoff experience.
Yeah.
Some. 93, of course, they lost to the LA Kings.
Yep.
And then the Habs won it. So they have had some playoff experience. But it's, it's few and far between.
Yes.
And, I lived in Toronto for 12 years. And it's just, I remember just sitting in my classroom and Montreal surging into the conference final. The Leafs have been golfing since the middle of March. And they're talking about Wendell Clark. And it's just like, oh, my God, guys. Oh, yeah, Daniel Merwan. Oh, my God, guys. Are you kidding me? And it's just trying. Of course, you go on TSN, you go on Sportsnet. They hype the Leafs. They talk about them like they've been winning 15 Stanley Cups for the past 15 years, and they can't get out of the first round. And it's like, come on. So that's what drives me nuts about Toronto. I just cannot stand the Leafs.
I you know, they're kind of like the Blue Jays to me, irrelevant.
Yeah.
What I do like about them is the passion of their fans.
But they're like the Cowboys fans.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. Delusionally passionate. And the word fan is shortened for fanatic.
Yeah.
Right? And they really are fanatics. I mean, I'm a Chargers fanatic. I'll admit it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Anybody asks me who's going to win the Super Bowl until the Chargers are eliminated, it's the Chargers.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Right? And same with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Like, I got tattoos on my forearms here. Like, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm a fanatic.
Sure.
Right? That's what I like about sports is passion.
Yeah.
Right? And when you get a passionate fan, like you're a passionate Habs fan.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Right? And you're a passionate Jays fan. And I love triggering you by making fun of those two teams.
You can make fun of the Jays. That's it.
Montreal's
That's it.
taking away my fun right now.
They're sacred.
But that's the banter and the camaraderie of sports.
Yeah.
Is
Tribalism.
just that. Exactly.
Tribalism. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's fun to chirp.
And so you really do appreciate the Leafs fans. I appreciate their tears even more. Last year we went to the Canucks Leafs game, me and my wife.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I don't really cheer for the Canucks. I'm a Kings fan, right? I'm an LA sports fan.
Yeah, yeah.
I love LA sports. And so I don't really cheer for the Canucks unless they're playing somebody that's not the Kings.
Yeah.
Right? And I only really go to the Kings game. But we got these free tickets. We go to those Leafs games. And all the Leafs fans around us are talking about how great the Leafs are and this is their year and they're going to do this. God. And the Canucks took it to them. And the tears were awesome.
Oh.
I've never cheered for the Canucks so hard in my life, but I was the most obnoxious cheerer there that day because it just got to those Leafs fans. So it's great to see these passionate fans, but watching them cry when they lose, oh, it's even better.
There's an awful video out there, and I shouldn't even say this. A couple of Leafs fans go to Philadelphia. And they're in the Philadelphia rink.
Right.
And they got their jerseys on and they're jumping around. And they're just, they're two nice guys, probably in their 20s.
Right.
And they're, oh, yeah. And some Philly fan goes down there and starts throwing punches. It was just, shit. How do you not know not to do that in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Like, how do you not know? Are you that clueless? You can do that at any other rink. You can go to Toronto. I've been to Toronto Leaf games, Habs Leafs games.
Yeah.
At Old Maple Leaf Gardens. And, I'm wearing my Habs hat and I'm like cheering. And, gay man's Leaf fan right there.
Yeah.
Shakes my hand. Like, it was, it's fine.
Yeah.
Philadelphia? Are you kidding me? Like, no. Like going into the Bronx. Going into East LA wearing red in the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah.
You don't do these things.
There's things you don't do.
Oh God!
Yeah, you don't cheer for another team in Philadelphia.
No, you got to be
quietly.
You can, but you better be ready.
Yeah.
And these two guys were like, "What's going on?" Boom! Like he actually hit the guy in the face. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I saw the video too. The guy ended up getting thrown out. He probably got banned for life. But
he was an asshole. Like, you just don't. What are you doing? It's like a regular season game, but it's just speaks to.
Did you guys thank Lori Clark for doing the comment?
We did. We didn't use her actual name because we used her alias. Thank you, Wayne. Can you edit that out? Oh my God. It's the internet. It's forever. Anyway, thank you very much. We really actually appreciate the comment. Link, subscribe, and comment on Off Topic with Tim and Matt. We always want your feedback. Anything you want to say, we love it. And that's our first ever comment. It was a doozy, but we loved it. It was great. So thank you so much.
When we started this a year ago, I set up an email address that we were going to put up so people could send us emails.
Nothing.
We forgot what it was after like 2 weeks. And I don't even have the password anymore. So I'll try and find that again too. Maybe we can throw that on the screen.
But YouTube, like, subscribe, and comment.
Yeah, we're on Facebook too.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
That does it for hockey. Off Topic with Tim and Matt. Where we always go. Off topic. All right.